right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, here we go. It is the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy Wednesday. Making our way through the week here. Into the weekend. It's been crazy. Another wet week. And I was wondering, I'm like, are we out of the drought yet? And they said, no. It's making a little bit of a dent, but I guess we're getting... Because 2 days ago, it was just unbelievable. It looked like we had a tropical storm or something going on. It was thunderstorming so hard. But they said that, unfortunately, when we get rain like that, it doesn't really sink in. A lot of it's just hitting, and it's just running off. And, you know, they'll open. I don't know how it works. It's quite an integral system. South Florida Water Management and how we owe them basically everything for our existence. And they've got quite a system down. But, yeah, unfortunately, I guess when we get so much rain so fast, and you see roads flooding and people can't get through them, I guess that's not really doing a lot for us.
For the plants.
Yeah, I think you need that slow. It's got to you need the consistency, and it's got to actually kind of sink in because it just hits so much and it just runs off. So
Gotcha.
I was like going, how are we in a drought still? It's been so wet.
I know.
Yeah, and then the other thing I saw, too, is there's going to be a cool front.
Ooh. Oh, that's exciting.
Be coming. Yeah, and it's not going to touch us.
Oh, what
Orlando is going to enjoy it, yes.
Oh, he's excited he got us.
Yes. Yeah. I know. We're like, oh, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Not going to hit us.
Not
but
for you.
I think it will dry things out a bit, and they said our humidity could drop down to only 92%. So wouldn't that be exciting?
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be exciting? So, got a lot of stuff to get to here today from the emails. We were talking earlier about the fact that they're rebooting after 55 years. The Tootsie Roll. How many licks does it take you to the center of a Tootsie Roll pop? And the owl goes, 1, 2, 3. And then...
In a very creepy way, too, by the way.
It does, yeah.
The voice.
Yeah, we didn't think creepy as much back then. I mean, keep in mind, that's now 55 years old. That commercial's older than I am.
Oh, my gosh. It was so creepy back 55 years ago.
We had a bicycle guy in our neighborhood that used to have all the kids come over and play with the bicycles, and we didn't think that was creepy, and now as an adult I realize it was creepy.
Well, let me tell you about a Different Strokes episode with the
bicycle guy.
It's called Bicycle Man. I played it for all of my friends. They all get weirded out when I do. They go, what the fuck are you showing me, bird? But because it was so creepy and odd, and during the episode the kid will say suggestive things, not meaning to say suggestive things, to the predator, and then they mix it with canned laughter. It's just weird, man.
Yeah, that is kind of odd, no doubt. So Debbie said, as someone who worked in advertising, the most iconic ad of all time is the 1984 Apple commercial. In the pinnacle of excellence and changed branding because no product was shown, only the logo at the end. Do you remember that, where it was like the George Orwellian and they had the image on the screen and everybody looked like they were just washed, and they're standing there in front of the screen, and then somebody comes running through with the anvil, I think it was, and they throw it into the screen and it explodes, and it's like they were breaking through and breaking new ground. And look, in 1984, I mean, how Apple's, remember that with the Macintosh computers?
You're right.
That really changed the game. So, yeah, I could see that.
Do you remember?
Good argument.
Remember this one? We forgot to say this is a big campaign for Dunkin'. Time to make the donuts.
Yeah, that was a good
big.
One. Yeah, absolutely. That was good. Yeah, we had some good recommendations. I still feel like we were on some of the bigger ones. Wendy's Where's the Beef, I think, was number one. The Tootsie Roll was up there. The Coca-Cola Like to Buy the World a Drink, if you remember that.
We wear short shorts. That was a big one.
Nair.
Yep.
Nair? Mm-hmm. Is that still around?
It is.
It works.
It does.
Yeah, and the point that I had made, and I haven't heard anybody say this, but I just thought, I don't think we're ever going to have that commercial again because of how advertising is and how much of it is done on social media. because everybody, kids to adults, knew every commercial that we had mentioned. And now the way you target an individual for advertising is you get through them on either a video game or Snapchat or something to that level. But I'm not on the video games or the Snapchat like I know my teenage son is. So what's going to be an iconic commercial to him, I'll have never seen. And so I think that's something that our society is going to lose, that this discussion is something that probably will never happen again.
It won't translate.
Yeah.
To
I don't think so.
generation to generation.
The only thing I could think is maybe if you put it on an NFL game. I'm trying to think of what our shared experiences are. Maybe a Super Bowl type of commercial.
Yeah.
If you have something that's special and you got some big celebrities in there and that, it cuts through, I think there's still a chance of that, but it is getting harder.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I just wonder if 50 years from now you have this conversation again, if there will be some commercials that will stand out and be going, yeah, this doesn't really happen anymore.
50 years from now, I would love to just see what it all looks like, Virginia. Is it all robots?
You're going to be in the woods.
Oh, I'll be in the ground. I'll be in an urn somewhere.
You'll be fertilizing the woods.
50 fucking years from now? There's no way. Wait, how old am I? There's no way I make it to 98. 98, 98 Jason Pennington? What weird world are you living in?
It doesn't appear as though we're going to make it to 98.
Kevin lives the longest, I think.
You think so? Okay.
I don't know. He looks tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You say that and you think I'd be going, yes. I'm like going, oh, man.
Kevin doesn't want to.
Please don't make me go. Don't make me go last.
No.
Kevin's body's begging for a dirt nap.
I sometimes like going, God, if you're done with me, can I come home?
I'm
tired, man.
A man drinks like that, he's going to die. When?
Yeah, I have one of those stories that I haven't brought up yet, but I titled it, Why I'm Happy I'll Be Dead in 50 Years. I don't know when I'll drop it on you, but...
It sounds like a good book or a blog or a vlog.
It's just a quick story. It's not, but it's one of those ones where I was reading, I'm like going, gosh, thank God I'm going to be dead in 50 years.
Well, this isn't your piece. This is something you read?
This is where I read it. And then, to title it, because I have titles for things just to remember what it is. It's like, well, why I'm happy I won't be alive in 50 years.
Because of all the state of the world they say is going to exist.
Yeah, and it's not even the technology and all that kind of stuff. It has more to do with looking at, weather patterns and all that kind of stuff and how it's going to be. And honestly, if you look back, we are so fortunate. I've really kind of been in a groove of just even looking at, from the Ice Age and where we were with that kind of stuff. You go back 7,000 years and all that. What a turbulent place, and all the things that the earth has actually been through. To think that we're going to just have this peaceful, existence like we've had is pretty naive. I don't think you fully understand how the world works. And so, within the next 50 years, things could get a little bit rocky again.
If we lived together, we would enjoy a lot of programs, I'm telling you. Because I watch that same kind of shit. And I always have that same thought going, we have no idea how lucky we really are. There is a just doom and gloom awaiting somewhere in the universe. Eventually... I mean, it may not, you hope it's not in your lifetime.
And just to think that you're here in this country, living this life, and having these problems, like which iPhone should I get?
Right. That's why.
That's pretty amazing.
Perspective in life is everything. And having perspective that, I know that life is challenging and all that, and we all have moments of sadness and tough things to go through, but still always try to find a way to look at the things that you can be grateful for in your own life.
Amen.
Yeah.
And it's tough when you are going through, a rage moment and you got a bottle full of whiskey in your belly. It's
a bottle in your belly.
I'm kidding. And fuck you for judging me.
Right. And Suzanne said, do you remember the old Brooke Shields commercial? Nothing comes between me and my Calvins.
Very controversial. She was underage and they tried to make it look salacious.
It was salacious.
Yeah.
I think I saw that actually I have really kind of forgotten about it. And I saw it in the last couple of weeks. It had come up for some reason and somebody showed it in a report. And maybe it was about that or it was just advertising. But yeah, you're right.
Well, I mean, just that whole generation of how they treated anybody, kids in general. But if you were 13 or older, they talked to you and treated you like an adult.
Yeah.
You'd be around bars.
Well, they made her a sex symbol.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Like 14 years old.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think part of it, to put it into perspective, and I know now, and that's the interesting thing when you talk about societies, look, at certain times, things are not weird because it's just normalized in that society. If we drew out 100 years from now, there's going to be stuff we're doing today. People be like, I cannot believe that they're doing that. But I look at my grandmother, who was born early 1920s, whatever, somewhere around there. She was married at the age of 14.
wow.
That's insane.
She eloped with, and it was a big scandal in the family. They had a rough times. I think that, my grandfather, I think he was maybe 17, something like that. And boy, it was scandalous then, but you could run off and get married. And so she was married at the age of 14. And so when you look at that, having babies and being married and all that kind of stuff, when you got to be 14, 15, a lot of times they looked at you like you're an adult woman. You're ready to start making babies.
The older you get back into time, shit gets really fucking creepy.
Well, and they didn't have the life expectancy either. So,
True.
for them.
For them, it was like being 30.
Right. So perspectives shift,
But like some dude could go to your dad and say, hey, you're 14-year-old. I'm ready to take her as a wife. And your dad would like hand you over and be like,
Yeah,
all right.
right.
And then they would give him some cash. And he's like, we cool.
That's
Yeah.
what Steven Tyler did. That was the 70s, keep in mind.
Yeah.
The girl, because she was a young girl, her parents said, yeah, go with Steven. I think he legally was their guardian, but he wasn't being fatherly.
No.
Well, it just goes to show you that society clearly was set differently 30, 40, 50 years ago when some of that stuff was going on than it is now. Because if that kind of stuff happened now, it'd be shut down. You'd be shamed. You'd
National
lose your
story.
Career. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And that's why I think you look at that, and that's why things have changed and shifted.
And shit was tougher back then in some ways. I know you love history. You'll watch one of those history documentaries and they'll do like a reenactment of some guy's voice. He wrote a letter back home. He's like, I've saw 19 of my friends died today. We're going to get attacked tomorrow. Things have been bad.
Yeah.
It sounds like this guy's lived his whole life. Tomorrow I turn 19. You're like, oh my God.
Right?
Yeah, with the wars and everything
That's
that those generations went through. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So honestly, we've been very lucky to have lived. I look at when I was born and raised. That's why I'm like going, I might honestly be in the best pocket ever in humanity. When you look at it and be like, because it was screwy before and it might be screwy after. I'm like going, gosh, I feel like I was born on the exact right day.
Someone who has anger problems asked that question one time. They go, I know that we live in good times and I know I've got it good, but I'm angry about stuff. I'm angry. How do I turn anger into appreciation? And what do you do when you want to be that way, but you can't get to that?
Asking for a friend.
No, you already know I'm fucking full of rage. I keep mine on my sleeve.
I think it's baby steps. And I think it's identifying. You have to start by identifying the problem and the issue, which they have done, that I'm angry, I don't want to be. And then you just start small. It's like trying to get in shape. You're not going to be buff in one day, but day by day by day of recognizing when you're doing it wrong, continuing to do it right, and making it a habit. And then in time, I don't know what that time would be. It depends upon how far lost you were, but you'll get there.
That's a good point. Because everyone does want that quick fix. And a lot of things, man, it takes a while to unwire some of the bad habits in your brain.
It does. Absolutely. But the first step is identifying that it's wrong and then stopping it when it does come in, because those nasty thoughts will fly around your head. You just don't let them nest. And you shoo them away and you do what you know is right. And eventually you look back and be going, gosh, I can't believe how angry I was. What was wrong with me?
I was killing hookers? Oh, okay. It was work on this problem.
Don't say that out loud.
I was just kidding. Say if that was your issue. You start off small, like Kevin says. I stop killing the hookers. Terrible example, bro.
Terrible example.
Terrible example.
Kevin, come get him.
And do what?
Throw me out of the studio.
We were talking earlier about rolling joints. And the question was, could Virginia and I either roll a proper joint? And I think the answer was no on that. But do people even roll joints. My daughter
They
Caitlin
do.
is in the studio. It's still a thing where you roll joints. Now, people your age, you're 27. So is it something where your friends, do they take pride in rolling joints, or do people your age not roll joints anymore?
I have some, but for me, I stuff.
Stuff into what?
They give you like a pre-rolled cone, and you just stuff it in there, and then it gives you like the perfect joint.
Oh, so it's like
Super
cheating,
easy.
huh?
It's cheating. Yeah.
Caitlin.
AI joint?
Kevin doesn't know about the cone.
Yeah, cone. It's
I
like
don't-
raw
yeah.
cones. Those are like
It does. It helps. The cone helps, keeps it nice and tight.
perfectly rolled. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what the new generation does. Pre-rolled, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
He had an ice cream cone. He don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I can't roll a joint. Denny. I mean, I've seen some people in my crew that can roll a joint while they're making a dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is. It is a skill set. It's impressive to see what they do. And we were talking about how Snoop actually had employed one. And thank you very much to Cesar. He sent us that Snoop Dogg's personal roller is named Renegade Piranha. Love that. Was employed since at least 2019. Her job description is professional blunt roller, getting paid a salary between $40 and $50K a year. But Snoop confirmed in 2022 he increased her salary due to inflation. She gets free weed, all expenses paid, travel with Snoop, and free clothes.
Oh, wow.
So it's more than it's
So
more
the
than
perks
that.
are she doesn't have to pay room and board. She travels with him
I
everywhere.
don't know. Did it say room and board? I didn't see that. It says free weed, all expenses paid, travel, and free clothes.
Oh, so she doesn't live with him.
No, I don't know.
I don't know, but if something tells me Snoop might smoke every day, just a hunch.
And it
Yeah.
might go late at night, 2
Just
a.m.,
yeah.
3 a.m.
Another hunch.
Something tells me she's a live-in.
Okay, she might be.
That's not bad. 50 grand for a live-in and all your clothes.
Well, you're making her a living. I don't know if anybody said she's a living. Virginia keeps. I know. So somebody said, "Why does Virginia keep adding these details to stories that aren't happening?" We had the story about the cat today, and like going, "What was it Virginia said about the cat in that email?" And like going, "Oh, the cat attacked her or something like that." I'm like going, "No, where did it say the cat attacked her?" Virginia keeps adding these details to these stories
Anytime
that aren't
when-
happening.
Anytime when we have a scenario we're discussing and it's a slam dunk, the woman is in the
Yeah.
wrong. She said, "Yeah, but he was probably talking to some hooker that was like 19 years old." And fuck
She
that
throws in
guy.
all these
Yeah,
added
this
details
shit
like that wasn't in the story. That ain't even part of the conversation. Now the whole narrative is flipped, and she uses her fake stat to back up her argument. I'm going, that's not even a fact. That's not even part of the story.
In my head, it was.
No, but now we get a little snapshot of Virginia's crazy mind. She throws in a detail it didn't happen and then backs it up to make the argument.
It's going to get worse. This is just the beginning of menopause.
The idea of you being on a jury really it horrifies me.
It should.
Yeah, you should, because I know you're not the only one. I know there's other motherfuckers out there who should not be on a jury.
I'm not the worst either.
I know,
This bitch is way crazier than me.
which is horrifying.
Yeah. You've dated a couple of them.
I don't want to say anything because I'm scared.
Brian from the Pizzle said, I heard Kevin talk about Sabrina Carpenter's new album being a flop. No, I didn't say her album was a flop. That was Lizzo.
No, I
who
think you
had
did
said-
say Sabrina Carpenter at one point.
What I had said about Sabrina Carpenter is I said I listened to her album and I thought maybe there were 2 hits on it. It could be stronger. Her previous 6 albums were not huge sellers. It was her 7th that was that. And then a song that wasn't on her album was given to her by the record label, and that immediately became number 1. And I said I speculated that I thought they listened to the album, did not hear a cut they thought was good enough, and they wanted an insurance blanket, and so they gave her that song to make sure she had a bona fide hit that did go number 1. That's what I said about Sabrina Carpenter. But Lizzo, her record company, did park her last album because it was a flop, and they're now going to move on to the next one.
So is Lizzo making a brand new album then?
Yeah, it's a new one coming out, and you can see she's promoting it. She did a video that happened yesterday. Then she did the singing thing with Kelly Clarkson. So you can tell they're trying to ramp it out quickly. I think because they test them now. They'll put them on TikTok or social media and allow you to stream them, and then they look at those numbers. ahead of time, and then they kind of get an idea. I mean, it's such a mathematical game when you get to the record label part of it. They don't take anything for chance. It's like the movie industry where they do test audiences and they try, because they're investing so much money. You can't be in business if you throw out a bunch of turds and everything flops.
Right.
So they do all this testing to try to get an idea of what's going to work and what's not. So I wasn't saying her album was a flop. I was just saying I think they felt like she needed help.
Yeah, I think you just kind of alluded that it wasn't going to be as massive as the other one, and they gave her a song to kind of pump up the jam.
That was it. It was kind of like it got a little steroid shot of, okay, let's put a little insurance behind this one to make sure it is a hit.
And isn't that some shit right there? You have 2 hits off an album that's considered a flop. When did that start happening? 2 hits off an album, it's not a flop.
Well, the thing that'll tell you is right now, if the record company loves you and they think that you're a hit maker and you're good for, they'll keep feeding you songs. Even if it's not on your album that you just cut, they'll be like, who cares? We don't care about that anymore. Just get a song out. Here's the song. Go into the studio, record it. You can record it in a day. We could have it out in 24 hours, and then we kind of keep it going. And that's what it is. Because yesterday's conversation was about how the industry, the machine, when they love you and they favor you, they'll make sure and guarantee you're a success. But when they're done with you, then it's a cold existence, because all of a sudden you get none of that stuff. You go, I thought you guys loved me. Like,
no.
Moving on.
No, we don't, John Mayer. Get the fuck out of my office.
Yeah. He said this weekend on a trip to Orlando, my wife had us listen to it despite not being her target audience. I thought it was pretty good. When I mentioned Kevin's opinion, she pointed out that the album is blowing up on TikTok. So I looked into it and discovered that it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and has multiple singles charting on the Hot 100. I'm not in the industry, so I was surprised by Kevin's take and by how loved the album is online. What metrics do professionals use to evaluate an artist's or album's success? Yeah, streaming is part of it. It's gotten a little bit more complex. And yeah, again, to say, I think her album is fine. It'll be interesting to see when the numbers are done. Will it be as high and as big as the album that had Espresso was? And so that will be the challenge. But I think the record label right now loves her enough that they'll make sure that it is. They'll throw added singles on it. So she's going to be good. And what I heard, yeah, it sounds decent. It's not bad at all. But yeah, it is fascinating because the streaming comes in different. I'm not an expert on it. I only know from talking to our program director or other program directors, because I do care a little bit about the music we play, and I will ask questions and be like, okay, so what's going on with this? And there are a few that I just didn't get. That song, Messy, I really thought we would get that. And if you hear it on our show, on the radio on WRMF, it's a smash hit. It is a bona fide, there's no doubt about it. We have a certain standard and criteria that they will not risk anything that is not just the most mass appeal. Everybody loves this song. And I know you may be like, I'm tired of them, but trust me, the songs you bitch about, like Lose Control, it's still a top 10 hit on the Billboard charts. And you're like, how? It's been out for 2.5 years. It just goes to show you how slowly music moves. I was asking about Somber, who I'd said, I love the kid. I think he's very talented. I think his songs sound great. And the streaming numbers are very good on it. But they can look at the demographics, and he broke down. He said, younger audiences, it's there, but it's not hitting the marks and the metrics that we do. WRMF's going to target your females 25 to 54, and it's a core 30 to 40-year-old. So it's got to be of a certain level with those, markets to be able to hit and be played on our station. So,
gotcha.
So I think Somber is doing well, but it's just not big enough to be played in mornings yet.
I'm sorry, y'all. I have to step out. I have to leave. I have a doctor's appointment.
Oh, okay.
But y'all crushing it.
Okay.
Let me know how the podcast ends.
All right.
Barry sent an email. He said, as I'm sure you guys know, you were on Howard Stern. Awesome stuff. I don't know. You know about that?
And Opie and Anthony and a couple of, yeah.
Oh, so not recently.
Oh, okay. He's talking about the old stuff? I don't know. This is one that came today.
It's old stuff.
Oh, it's old. Okay.
It's old, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the radio guy screaming in the background?
Yeah.
Clarify. If you mean the Rob Schneider stuff, yeah, we know about that.
Yeah, I mean, he's mentioned us, over the years. He's mentioned us for many different reasons. So, yeah, we've been mentioned on his show. But, yeah, I have not heard anything. And I think he just came back Monday, right? So, yeah, I don't think he has any reason to talk about us recently. But yeah, in the past he had. Yeah, no doubt about it. Karen, let me see. She had a message here about education, and Melissa backs it up. Stop relying on apps to teach reading and language arts. Read a damn book. Write an essay on paper. I was just talking about the latest numbers that have come out on how the current younger generations, mainly high school students, math's down, reading's down, science is down. Two alarming numbers that you haven't seen in 20 to 30 years. And so they're concerned. A lot of it was brought on by the pandemic, but they noticed some of it was pre-pandemic, that it was starting to dip then. And I think that it's just the attention spans and how you keep younger kids' attentions is radically changing. And I don't know that we're putting and investing enough time into looking at models that will change that. Now, there is a school in Miami that is actually using AI, and the kids are pretty much on computers all day, and they're trying to do programs that engage them and keep them interested in what they're trying to learn. And then there's a monitor that kind of walks around and answers their questions and tries to help them out. So, that's kind of part of it. But yeah, I think they need to invest more into it. Bird's back.
Got my keys.
Oh, he forgot his keys.
And my cat ear.
Oh, yeah, those are big.
Oh, God. Okay.
Did you get all the way downstairs and you couldn't get in your Jeep? Had to hobble back up.
I can't, Kevin.
You just can't. Yeah, you probably, this is just best to go.
Oh.
You'll have more fun at the doctor getting injected. What is that wetness? I saw there's this.
Is he leaking?
I don't know. I saw this water trailing behind him.
Oh,
I think
no.
there's something that's leaking out of him
Something's spilling.
as he's heading out of here.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's probably not
You've
good.
sprung a leak.
Yeah.
Ask them to check that too.
Just so nobody slips on that too.
Hopefully it's not like an oil slick.
And Courtney said maybe teachers should teach and not just assign online assignments. Yeah, there's a lot in it. I really think that America probably needs to have almost some kind of emergency get-together of educators and say, we have really got to use what we have. We may have to consider how much we're investing in education, exactly how we go about it, throw out everything we know about educating students and say, let's start all over again. And let's just try to figure out how we're going to engage people and how we're going to make sure that this younger population we have is not a bunch of derelicts that knows absolutely nothing when they start to take over the world and run things.
Because these scores are reflecting the derelicts are coming.
Yes, right, exactly.
Scary.
You hope something changes, but yeah. And, I'm sure we had our own alarming marks when we were younger. I'm sure. And Michael said, yeah, the No Kids Left Behind is not working. They get to the 5th grade and they still don't know 2nd grade info and they act like animals. Sorry, Jaybird's missing this one because it was his question about venomous snakes. We were talking, I think, in the Whacked Out News yesterday about a little kid that got bit by, I think it was a copperhead.
A copperhead in the sandbox at preschool.
Mm-hmm.
The kid was just back there playing around and then,
How bad
snake
is that?
got him.
Yeah. Well, Engineer Keith, he pulled this up on AI for us. Florida's venomous snakes, the top 5 most venomous that we have by toxin potency. The eastern coral snake, by far the most potent. The eastern diamondback rattlesnake, the timber rattlesnake, the cottonmouth or the water moccasin, same thing, different names.
Water moccasins?
Yes, I know you love that shot. And the dusky pygmy rattlesnake. So a lot of those are rattlesnakes and then the coral snake.
Okay, so the copperhead is not on there?
Not for us.
Okay.
No, and I think that story was from up north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I remember where I was from, Copperhead was something. That was Ohio. Copperhead was one of ours that you really had to look out for.
I remember back in the day, it was a line dance.
Right, yeah.
It was a country song.
Yeah. And if you look at in Florida, the cottonmouth, not in South Florida, but yeah, the cottonmouth is on there too. Oh, yeah, cottonmouth I did mention. Yeah, so there's those are the ones. And then the other ones that he has here, the top 5 most dangerous animals outside of snakes. I don't think you'd ever guess number 1. The other ones make sense. Alligator, sharks, stinging insects like bees, wasps, and fire ants. The Eastern Diamond Rattlesnake is number 5.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like a trick question. What do you think would be the number 1 deadliest animal in the state of Florida?
Mosquito.
You got it.
Oh.
Nice work.
For the dengue fever?
Yeah, well, yeah, disease. West Nile and dengue fever.
Is that how you say it? Dengue?
I think so, but it's Dengue, so I don't know. It's one of those things I probably heard and I'm probably pronouncing wrong, but
Like
I don't really know.
pecan?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, mosquito number 1. And Ket, gosh, that's twice now. I've read the name. Like, don't read my name.
Okay, throw that away.
Park that one till later. Sorry. And Amanda said, I don't know if it counts as a wealthy problem. We were talking about, it is kind of funny when you talk about the rich and what they look at is their daily problems. And they're going, gosh, how's that even a problem? Like the things that they stress out about. You're like, I only wish that could be my top stressor right now.
I love the guy that said he had to build a new dock for his yacht.
Yes. She said, I get aggravated when we can't take our boat out from the boat club after dark. It's very aggravating and frustrating. I want a later dinner. I want to be on the water, dang it. I want to see fireworks for New Year's Eve or the 4th of July. And no, can't get it. Yeah, it's very frustrating. And we were talking about great places to go in Delray. And Amanda said, my spot is 50 Ocean. It's right above Boston's on the beach. You have to go upstairs. Best view of all of Delray. I think they got a wraparound balcony right next to the sandbar, so you feel like you're part of that as well. And then they got that aquarium bar. It is very cool. 50 Ocean is awesome.
Yeah, that's a cool little block.
Yep.
Everything right there. Sandbar, 50 Ocean, the view. Yeah, it's nice.
Did you go to Sandbar when you were down there?
I didn't. I was so sad.
Oh, because Rocco, he can't get in.
Rocco can't get in, and his mom got a little overserved.
Gene got put to bed by 9.
Those rooftop bars, man.
I love the Ray.
It can get away from you up there.
They have good food, too.
They do. They have great food, and they have a fun vibe, and it's nice because you got the pool on one side, and then there's still a whole indoor restaurant up there, too, so you can get a break from the heat.
It's really good. Dad, we've been there.
Yeah. We spent a lot of time in Delray. But some people, so they had some great suggestions on other places that I didn't know of. What would you say, Caitlin, because you're there the most? What is your favorite absolute spot? Is it Tin Roof or is it someplace else?
Well, I mean, if you're going for like a dinner, like that's different.
Yeah.
Me and my friends go to El Camino a lot. They have a really good happy hour, like $5 margs.
Ooh.
So we go
El
there
Camino
a lot.
is great.
Yeah. I also like Boston's. It's called Boston's?
Yeah, Boston's.
Place next to Sandbar. They have the same menu as Sandbar. That place is
Nice.
good.
Yeah, Boston's is decent. Yeah, there's a lot. Delray's got a lot of good spots. And Crystal is going to New Orleans for Halloween with another couple. And want to know if you have any suggestions. You do actually have a whole little map that you send to people?
I
on where to go?
do. I have a whole list, and it's broken down by regular restaurants, fancy restaurants, and then like places to go, things to do, things to see. But if you go for Halloween, there's a whole host of things going on in the French Quarter. Lots of fun costumes. There's a parade. Like
It's a good place for Halloween?
Yeah,
I
it
can
really
see that.
is.
I'm sure the temperatures, does it start getting cool by the end of October in New Orleans, or is it still pretty hot?
They had a cool front just now. Like,
Already?
I think in the past couple of days.
Okay.
Maybe it's that same one that we're not going to get.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they had a nice little cool front already. They're going to cool off a lot quicker than us.
Yeah, okay.
October's usually perfect.
Yeah, I love it. Look, we love giving out suggestions, but I also love receiving them. I saw that looked like we got a couple DMs that came into kvj.eats for us to check out. Did see some pizza recommendations, I think what it was for Jaybird, but some stuff in Miami. And yeah, my daughter Caitlin is helping doing a lot of those videos and checking that out. So if you have any suggestions on where we need to go try and do a video, please let us know. And if you're not following us yet on Instagram on KVJ Eats, it's kvj.eats. So you can go right there and you can give us suggestions and find some cool places. We make videos of the spots that we love. And so if you're always trying to find some cool little place to go, it's an easy way to go and do it. All right, well, that is it for us here for Wednesday. 2 days left to get to that weekend. We'll see you back here for Thursday. Goodbye.